Hi, my name is Tanya. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I will talk about what boundaries actually are, why we need boundaries, and what types of boundaries exist, so it will help you decide which ones you need to set. I will talk about my own experience and ideas taken from the book Boundaries. This is the book. If you're interested, then keep on watching. Let's get to the bottom of it. First of all, what are boundaries? I really like this definition of boundaries. Boundaries determine what we are and what we are not. Otherwise, we lose our essence and become bland. It's very important to decide what me is, where my boundary of responsibility is, and where someone else's begins. And the only way to do it is to accept and express the truth of who I am. Boundaries often get confused with walls, but boundaries are not walls. We should not shut down and close ourselves off from the world. That's not the point. But what is and why? So let's talk about it now. Why are boundaries necessary? It helps people identify you. For example,
when you make this type of joke, it hurts me. I don't like it.
So you are the person who doesn't like this type of joke. Boundaries help to keep the good in and the bad out. I think there is a huge misunderstanding that if you uphold your boundaries, you are somehow bad or seen as, I don't know, this angry, grumpy, weird person, but that's not the case. If you uphold your boundaries, you protect the love and peace within. So you keep the good in and the bad out. Boundaries help establish clarity. Any confusion of responsibility and ownership in our lives is a problem of boundaries. For example, if my mom or my boyfriend starts performing my daily task at work just because I decided to turn into a couch potato, it will create it will create confusion of ownership. So boundaries help people take responsibilities that only they can carry. Trespassing on another person's property has consequences. Boundaries teach other people that if they walk this way, this will happen, and if they walk that way, that will happen. So it's important to follow through our promise. For example, if I say,
hey, I don't like that you get drunk at every party we go to. If you do it one more time, you're gonna sleep on a couch, or please stay at your friend's place.
And it's important to keep this promise. Boundaries help us stay true to ourselves and live our own life. For example, if I give not out of my heart, but out of compliance, I end up hating and resenting what I give and the person I'm giving it to. And this person will likely feel it as well. So neither of us gets ahead. But if I uphold my boundaries and respect my boundaries and give only when I can, I will enjoy it. Another person will feel this sincerity and authenticity in my actions. Types of boundaries. What types of boundaries exist? External. This one is a little bit tricky because we cannot really set limits on other people, but we can set limits on our exposure to other people. For example, you can be the way you choose, you can be the way that you want to be, but I'm not going to hang out with you. You cannot come into my house. I'm just not going to hang out with you. Internal. We need to create space inside of ourselves and not act it out whenever we have this negative feeling and sensation that we want to act upon. It's important to pause and give ourselves time and space before we respond to a certain situation or a certain event. So it's kind of this power of self-control and power of taking a pause, a break before you give your response. The most basic boundary is ability to say no. Whenever something happens that doesn't make you happy and you feel pressure to do it, even if this pressure that you should do it comes from within, comes from your internal shoulds, you can always say, no, I'm not gonna do it. Geographical distance. I remember when my relationship got unbearable, I literally removed myself physically from the situation. I took a week off and I went on a yoga retreat, which was an amazing experience. Oh, this was not an amazing experience with my microphone. And when I got back, I asked him to move out and to live with his family for a while because I needed space to deal with the problem. And I think it was also my way to say, hey, this is serious, pay attention. Time. I really like how they put it in the book, still this book. So I'm just gonna read it because I think it's really nicely put. Taking time off from a person or a project can be a way of regaining ownership over some out of control aspect of your life where boundaries need to be set. Really brilliantly put. I think it also has to deal with those internal boundaries that I talked about earlier, that there is this urge to respond immediately, right? To be like, I know all the answers, I'm gonna give you my response now because I'm angry and I need to solve it now. But sometimes in the moment you don't know. Your emotions get the best of you, and it's important to let those emotions cool off before you make a decision and before you vocalize your opinion. So for example, when it got clear for my friend and I that our friendship is dysfunctional, we took some time off to think, internalize, and investigate internally on our own what needs to be done and what needs to change, some sort of, revolution in our friendship. And then when we were ready, we got back together to discuss and to reinforce some boundaries that we're now going to uphold in the hope that it will help our friendship last and get stronger and better. But I think it became only possible because we gave each other this time and space to process what has happened, or just to kind of think about it, Emotional distance. If a person you're with hurts you and treats you disrespectfully, it's important to close off a little bit and remove yourself mentally from this person. And again, I really like how they put it in the book. Let me read you this sentence. To continue to open yourself up emotionally to an abusive or addicted person without seeing true change is foolish. It happens to the best of us. That's because we want this relationship to work so much, we start opening up and getting back together with this person prematurely before they showed us a real change in their patterns and in their behavior, which I totally get it. It's tempting because they are so close, they're so dear to us, right? You want to trust and believe them that they're working on it. But in my opinion, we should always put ourselves first, and our well-being, we should put it first. And if they don't show us that they have changed, or if there is no tangible proof that they are changing, we should put ourselves first and continue doing what's safe to us. I want to close this video off saying that boundaries are not built in a vacuum, meaning that first, if you're someone who is struggling to set boundaries, other people can teach you how to do that and what healthy boundaries are. And secondly, if this abusive and dysfunctional person is the only source of love and support in your life, it's indeed hard to separate from them and to set and uphold boundaries with them. But if you open up yourself to the world and see that this world is full of love and support, and you can get this love and support from other people as well, then it's much easier to reinforce your boundaries and stick to them, especially with the people we love, because it's the hardest. Okay, if you're still here, then thank you very much for watching. It means so much to me. You can't even imagine. It means a lot to me. So if you like this video and could resonate with the content, then please give this video a thumbs up because it really supports my channel. Subscribe to my channel because I upload videos every single week, and leave a comment down below over there because I'd really like to know what you think. See you in the next video. Bye!